Are you looking for the 3 major stretches to help the lower spine? Then you need to watch this video. My name is Dr. Sandy. I've been practicing chiropractic now for over 25 years in the city of Mississauga. Me and my team have won multiple awards because we have one obsession. We want our patients to feel their absolute best naturally through gentle, specific chiropractic care. Let's just jump into it. So what we're talking about today is the lower spine. I've made videos on this before, and today we're actually going to go into some stretches that are really going to help get some power back into the spine. So when we look at the spine, what we're focusing on today is this green area. So we're talking L1 through L5, the tailbone area, the hip bones as well. Very, very powerful area. Honestly, this is the foundation of the spine. It needs to be healthy. It needs to be strong. And what is the purpose of this lower spine? Well, obviously it keeps us upright. It helps us move. The other thing that people may or may not think of as well is that we have nerve groups that are not only going to muscles, we have nerve bundles and groups also going to major organs in the body. So at this level, we have the pelvic organs, we have the bladder, the colon. This can impact hormonal health. So a lot of powerful structures are housed here, and having a healthy lower spine affects those areas. So we want to keep it healthy, so obviously we can move, we can be seated, we can sleep well, but we should always remember that there's a connection with the organ health as well when we're talking about the lower spine. Now, I'm making this video for several reasons. Number one, you may be watching this and you may be in severe pain. And I would suggest to you that you're probably not ready just yet. And as you get better, you can try some stretches. But if it's severe pain, a general principle I tell patients is that if it's a shooting, excruciating pain, you may need an ice pack or something cold to kind of bring that severe pain under control. Obviously wrapped with a towel, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Listen to your body, obviously, but something cold, a cold towel, ice pack, if the pain is very strong. If someone has stiffness, I would suggest maybe a warm towel or heat being applied, again, 5 to 10 minutes on a regular basis, and we kind of want to open up that stiffness. So stage one is you got to see where you're at. So if the pain is too much and unbearable, I've had patients come to my office and it's extreme, and then they kind of look at me and they're like, okay, so what stretches should I start? I'm like, you're not doing any stretches just yet. So see where you're at. Let's say you have occasional pain or it's tolerable and you're like, I've done stretches, I think I should be okay. So I want to teach you some of the primary moves. And honestly, when you look at it from a mechanical engineering type view, when you look at the spine from that perspective, it really comes down to 3 major stretches. And again, you may be watching this video and there's someone you care about or yourself who has occasional back pain or this constant back pain that's not going away. But to be honest, these stretches I'm going to share with you as well, this should be for everyone. Let's say your spine feels great. We always teach in chiropractic a big principle. That's why I love our profession so much. We should be proactive. Why would you wait till the pain shows up? Why do you wait for a breakdown? That's a very reactive system. We want to be proactive, take care of the body. And even if you feel good, I would encourage you to make time for these stretches so you really don't have to deal with back pain. I mean, I think that would be the highest level of wisdom. So when it comes to this, so when do we make time for this? Now, some people, like if you got an hour or 2 in the morning, you can make a whole ritual of this. That's awesome. You can do this for 30, 40 minutes. I know living in the real world, people barely have 5 minutes to spend on their health. So I really want to make this practical. So what I would say to you is, when should you stretch? First thing in the morning and just before bed. These are the very powerful times to stretch. Let's say your mornings are rushed and you can't, you're like, I got to eat, got to get the kids ready, run to work, catch the bus, whatever you have to do, you're just too busy. Then we have to modify. We should be practical. So maybe do these stretches at lunch if you have time. If you're still too busy, you may want to do this after work and before bed, but I would encourage, in an ideal world, get up a little early if you have to, prepare the night before, but when you rise in the morning and before you go to bed. Now, why am I putting so much emphasis on this? When you rise in the morning, you've just been sleeping for 5, 6, 7, 8+ hours. Your body's coming out of rest. It needs to kind of warm up. So the other thing I'm also going to share with you as well is that in the mornings, what you want to do is you want to do more reps, which is called dynamic stretching. You want to do more of a warm-up. That's my suggestion. And what that would look like is this. So basically the major motions for the lower spine are the forward and back motion. So that's one of them. So you'd want to get up out of your bed and it's called like a baby pose or a child pose. And then we're just going to do that motion. Now, let's say you're super tight on time and you literally have like minutes in the morning and that's it. You can't do anything elaborate. As a bare bones minimum, do this. So you're going to get up out of the bed and just do this. Now, one thing I'm evolving with as I do more research, as I said, if you want to literally just hold for a minute, that's amazing. What I would also start to suggest now is maybe doing reps. So maybe do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe we're just going to do 5 reps. I'm literally holding for like a second and coming back. So I would recommend that's called more dynamic. So there's like movement and we're starting the day. We're going to get ready because we're probably going to have a busy day and we're moving and things. So we want to start a stretch like that. So we're going forward and then we want to go backwards. Now you may literally, I feel very comfortable doing it this way. I'm sitting on my heels right now, but I'm just going to go back like this. So these are one plane of motion for that lower back. It's really working on the joints in a proper motion and it feels great. And especially if you're someone who sits at a desk all day, I can't emphasize enough, please, we're going to go forward as much as we can. We're going to go back and do reps. If for some reason that's uncomfortable, if you could do the hold, I want something better than nothing, okay? So focus on this one major plane. Number 2, the other stretch that would be great for the low back is a full rotation. Now, as I do this, my neck, my head, my whole body, the objective is to turn so much that I feel it in the lower back. So we're going to turn like this. And as I do it, do I feel it in my low back? Yes, but guess what? I'm feeling it through my neck. I can feel it almost through my mid-back slightly, but I do feel it in the lower back. And then if I rotate, and then again in the morning, this would look like, 5 to 10 reps. Really easy stuff, obviously both sides. And we're warming up the body. We're now in the second way the spine is moving. So there's that forward back and then rotation. We are just cleaning up the rust, right? We're just taking out all that stuff that we were sleeping on and just getting the body basically moving. So this would be essential. And then for the last one, we want to do a lateral bend. So that's a fancy way of saying basically just going to the side. So we've done the forward back, we've done rotation, and then we're going to go to the side. And then you may want to get your hand involved as well. And you're just going to do that type of motion. And again, I'm going to do like 5 to 10 each side. And to be honest, if you can do these 3 major stretches regularly, it will bring power to your spine. And again, you're watching this and maybe you have pain. Maybe you're like, I really don't have low back pain. Then what you can do is use this as a way to bring power to it. One thing I tell my patients is when you stretch, when you're taking care of your body and you really don't have pain, you're putting credits kind of in the bank so that if something happens, you can withdraw. I'm using that as an analogy, but what I'm saying is like, let's say you don't have back pain, but one day your friend calls you and says, hey, can you help me move at my house? Or something at work shows up and I'm like, hey, we need someone to lift something that's a little unusual, like something you usually don't do, and you're there. You won't get any surprises then. So you should always be putting deposits so that one day when you need a withdrawal, there's no surprises, right? So if you can focus on these stretches, forward, back, rotational, and side to side, your life will be so much better. And what I would recommend is we're starting the day with those rotations. And if you love that, you can do it at the end of the day. What I'd like to see from my understanding, and I'm looking into this research, is that we're going to do more of these reps, side to side, back and forth in the morning, and then end of day is holding. So then end of day would look like child pose, and then we're going to hold, right? 10, 20, 30 seconds. Or we're going to go backwards, obviously, and hold. End of day, right? Then coming back to that rotational movement, go as far as we can. I always like to get the hands engaged. I find we can go further. Get the hands involved, right? I'm putting my hands actually here back on the couch and just full rotation, but I'm holding because end of day. Getting my body ready to rest, right? And then with that bend, end of day, we're going to hold. Right? Going to hold on both sides. So work with these stretches, listen to your body. The other thing I never want the stretches to be boring. So you may start and you're like, okay, I feel some changes. And if you're getting to a point you're like, I don't feel much change, what you can do, for example, with rotation is you want to look at how far you go and time and maybe reps. So what that may look like is that, okay, I used to do this, that used to be challenging. It's getting really kind of easy. Then push yourself a little further. And here's a big thing I want to really stress on as well is that when you do these stretches, I want you to feel refreshed. You should feel good. They should not be too easy. It should not be producing pain, shooting pain, anything like that. Numbness, tingling, that's obviously not a good thing. But you should feel refreshed and challenged at the same time. You should feel something was accomplished. If it's feeling like I'm just kind of doing routine, I should do these stretches because Dr. Sandy said it or my friend said it, there should be engagement. So maybe, being mindful. Even if you do listen to music and you listen to a podcast or whatever, that's fine, but make sure you're engaged. Make sure you're not just doing it just to check off a box because you won't get as much out of it. Another pro tip as well, I mentioned before, is that you can also apply heat to an area. Now for this video, I would say if I apply heat to my lower back and then go into stretching, it really makes a difference as well. You may want to take a hot shower before you go to bed and then go into the stretches. So that's another way to do it as well. See what works for you. Look for a variety. Try those different positions. But I really hope this video helped. I went more tactical. I went more into specific things you can do, not just theory. I wanted to show you things you can actually apply. And please share this with someone you care about, maybe a family member or friend who's going through back pain or someone who's just looking to get healthier. This is an easy start. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, share a comment. I love hearing some feedback. And the other thing I was going to say is if you're watching this and if you do have any back issues or someone you care about, call our office. Our office is right by Square One in Mississauga at 905-896-3393. And if you're ready to take the next step, we actually offer a free spinal checkup. It's valued at $100, but we do that as a free service to our community. We want to help people. And what we basically do in that free spinal checkup is basically do a full history. I'll physically check the spine. We have a special software to analyze the spine and we can see what's going on. Is there any type of dysfunction, misalignments in the lower spine or any health issues you may have? And we want to see if we can help, and we can do that assessment. You can see the results. I'll go over them. I'll give my best recommendations and you can decide from there. But we're here to help. We're here to serve, and we're here to lead people to a better life because we know that specific natural chiropractic care helps people. It changes lives. It makes their lives better. As always, God bless. Dr. Sandy, and I will be here again with more videos to make sure you have a great life. God bless you as always.